Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 146.
146 de Mario. It's me. It's Mario. I lost again. Now I'm on a bye week. What's up, boys?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing fine, Deshaun. It's us in FIU.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate the pleasantries.
Thank you, Deshaun. Can't start a show without you, my bud. How are you doing? All right, good.
Yes,
good.
I am.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
all right.
Good. That was pretty much the extent
I didn't
of
have a
his
response for that. I don't know.
welcoming
Yeah.
press
We
conference. It
don't
would have
have
been
a-
great
yeah,
if
we
you would have
don't
just
have a
pressed it again. just press it again.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, see, there it is. That's his default
Good.
response.
How you doing? All right.
That's his default response.
Oh, I until 45 seconds ago when you guys reminded me, thought we were playing Wake this weekend.
Oh, you didn't realize we were on a bye
I had
week
no
already.
idea. No idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
perfect bye week.
I mean, I knew that.
perfect
but
time.
Didn't compute.
Mhm.
I think it was at a perfect time. It stinks that you have to stew on a loss for 2 weeks, but it was at a perfect time because the check engine light was on for a while. We'd been calling it, and finally, your late night magic, your after hour expose, like you just didn't have it. You didn't have enough in the bag, and we've been telling you about that defense, and finally, somebody exposed it.
We got an IP Daley that we'll get to later on. We're going to do our underdog picks. We don't have keys to the game this week, so
Oh no.
we'll talk. But we got plenty of other audio that we have. Like
so much audio.
There's been a lot of stuff that's gone down.
Is
so we
IP
will-
still with Mercedes? He's still hanging out with her?
I
at the
don't
club?
know. I don't know. I'm just I'm nervous about this week's IP. I hit him up like, I need a report, and didn't really say anything. And then I got a reply back from him that just said, well, you asked for it, so I don't even know. Yeah, so yeah, don't know how this is gonna go.
It's almost 2 minutes long.
What?
Apparently, IP has
Scares the
things
shit
to
out of me.
say.
Oh no!
When they come through and they're like almost 2 minutes, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's hard to tame that
Oh
one.
well, we'll all find out together.
Yeah.
All right. So the college football playoff rankings just happened before we get down to Greentree.
Okay.
So I figured we should just get that out just so we know where everything stands.
Okay.
Canes came in ranked number 9,
Okay.
but seeded number 4 because they're still the highest rated ACC team. So they're forecasted as the ACC champion.
Gotcha.
SMU is at 14. Georgia's at 13. So they're the first team out. Those are the first 2 teams out. So, yeah. So, listen, as we said,
Georgia's
the
is
Canes just
13
have
with
to-
2 losses.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If that sticks, University of Miami is 4, and if they can get through that first game, and Oregon's 1, you could have a Mario Bowl. That would be for all the marbles right there. So.
We're a
That
long
could
way
be
from that,
potential.
bro.
We're a long way from that, but why not?
Way
Why
from
not? Let's
that.
speak it into existence. The
With an
Mario
extra,
Bowl.
with an extra week, considering we have a
Bro.
bye.
We're there. Knowing what you know, who would you favor in that game?
What game?
The battle of the birds, the 2 white birds, the ibis and the ducks. Who you picking?
Oh, it's
Quack,
come on.
quack.
Yeah,
Quack,
quack, bro.
Oh,
Like,
he's in close.
I hate to listen. They're ahead of us.
What
on
are
the
what
Mario
is our
track.
defense going to do?
Nothing?
That.
Is that what you're, yeah, that.
I mean,
All I got to do is motion and
you
shift.
can't not score. You can't not score. That game's over.
our
my
defense against that offense would be like the airport guys with the orange things, just like, yeah, let's go this way.
goodness. Yeah, like those planes really listen. That's a great analogy. It's
Oh man,
it's a 300-ton plane. Like, what are you gonna do with your little orange cones?
Jeez.
Oh,
Oh, ye of little faith, ye of little
Right?
faith.
All right, should we get this started and get on down to Greentree?
I think we should.
Fight 72. Fight 800.
Let's go.
All right, so
Thank you. May I
listen,
scoop?
we're in the second bye. First feature of 2024 that's different from everything else is this new second bye that everybody has. And we're coming off our first loss of the year, boys.
Yeah.
Normally, we don't really dwell on the past games. That's the rest what the recap show is for. But there isn't a game coming up this week, and it was the first loss. So I think we should still probably be talking a bit about Georgia Tech because the fan base is
Recap show.
Well, everybody else is. All the pundits
Mhm.
want to come out and talk about how you got outcoached in a big, big way. Like they are piling on. And I don't want to pile on because we got to get out of the hole and we got to win the next two. We got to get to Charlotte and hope that SMU loses a couple along the way.
Good Charlotte.
And yeah, but everybody's piling on. I mean, Riddick, who called the game, I saw him talk about how he watched him get out schemed for 60 minutes, basically.
Mhm.
Booger, the guy with the dislocated pinky.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, he's talking about how Mario can't coach and they're underprepared every week and yada, yada, yada. That was at halftime, actually. So, but you know what, though? You know what, guys, everything's fine.
I mean, everything's on the horizon.
Fine.
Everything's on the horizon.
No, this is not good.
Right in front of them.
Can we
win.
You know what?
Win. You're in. There is no. You need this to happen. You need this. No. All you have to do is win each week, and there aren't that many weeks left.
Jenners, before Roe goes, that picture with the dog sitting in the kitchen with the flames all around it. Can we just put a Bane? Can we put a Bane chat on top of it?
Oh,
And just like
100%.
that's
Scoop
that's
the dog.
that's scoop.
Done.
There we go. Okay, beautiful,
Done.
beautiful. Thank you.
You know what made it particularly
Done.
is just how Georgia Tech did it and who they did it with. They did it with a quarterback who couldn't throw the ball past 10 yards.
Literally.
And the University of Miami, that was when you decided to lose your first game. That is what the national pundits are saying. And you deserve to wear that. And we've been telling you, waiting till halftime to make adjustments is the most overrated thing in the college and NFL profession. It is. If you're waiting that long, by the time you got there, you still didn't even make an adjustment. You look terrible in doing it. And what was particularly bad is you're going on social media and you even have players liking comments about other players not doing well, right? Not a good look, University of Miami. But I think it's there. The check engine light's been on. You got 2 weeks to get a mechanic. Somebody asked, how do you fix it? Well, first of all, this is the brilliance of us. We could give you all the ideas in the world. Not that they need to take ours, and not that our ideas matter in this realm. But you know how you fix it? Get a fresh set of eyes. Self-scout. Be honest. Be humble. Don't think you have all the right answers because against Georgia Tech, you certainly didn't, right? Just have somebody come in there, know how you would beat you, and adapt. It's been the same thing. Nobody's throwing the ball routinely past 10 yards. They keep hitting you in the flats, and Georgia Tech, to their credit, they just motioned you out of position and ran around you. And you don't think other teams are going to do that? I'm a little scared, boys, and I'll throw it back over to you guys. I'm a little scared because, again, we've shown this propensity not to be able to adjust, and we keep seeing how teams are attacking us, but we don't seem to have the hubris to say, hey, listen, I don't have the answers. Let's find it together. And that's why I'm nervous. I wouldn't be nervous. I know we have a great FPI against these next two teams, but Georgia Tech had a quarterback who couldn't throw past 5 yards, and they beat us soundedly.
Well, they had the other guy who they brought in who you knew was going to throw past 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He threw it 15 yards.
And that didn't
Yes.
matter because he just kind of did whatever he wanted as well. I mean, look, I mentioned it on the show, on the recap show, if you guys didn't listen. Watching that defense to me is like watching Josh Gattis' offense. And the more I think about it, the more I think that I'm correct in that. It's everybody knows what's going on. Everybody except us, which I find strange and odd. I've never seen, and you've mentioned it, Ro, and you've really kind of pushed on this button a little bit. I've never seen a defense in Miami that I can remember. And I tweeted it and people are like, oh, you didn't offer your defense. You must be a new fan. Guys, wake the fuck up. That defense is so visibly confused so often. It scares me. It scares me. Ro's right. I'm scared. I'm scared to death of that, of what everyone else is going to, they're going to go, well, they've done this 3 weeks in a row. They'll probably do it again.
That's been a knock.
I mean, all that said, and you're 100% correct. Fan base is 100% correct. All the pundits have been 100% correct with all that stuff. out scheme. Mario has the team unprepared. They look unprepared, all that. All of that said, Mario made 2 decisions that cost us that game. You can talk all you want about the defense. They gave up 28 points. You had a field goal in the second quarter with 2.5 minutes left, 4th and 3 from the 23. You were going to get the ball back to start the second half. You were down 14-10. You passed on that. So it should have been 14-13. Then in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left, and you go for it on 4th and 16, because at that point you're down more, you would have been able to take the lead. So, I mean, I just don't, the game management, man, like we can point to the other stuff as well, but we were talking about the last 2 minutes. And yes, he got better at the last 2 minutes, but there's 58 minutes before that. Like, how do you not take points in the second quarter when you're down 4? Like, what do you, and you get, so I don't know, bro. Like it's
here's my question to that though. And I don't mean to cut you off, bro. But if that's FSU, because it's FSU, you think he's kicking that field goal?
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
He had
this was hubris. Yeah, that to me seems like because of why? Because you don't think they're very good,
right? Because I said, you know what I mean? Show, they were listening to they're reading their press clippings. They think they're 9-0.
Like if that's FSU, you kick that field goal. Of course you do. So why don't you kick it there?
You kick it against Louisville.
I'm telling you, I'm going to go on the other side with this because I literally all week long, I didn't lose an iota of sleep. I mean, I didn't really lose an iota of sleep because of Miami.
We don't do that
because I'm in a healthy part and stage of my life, but I didn't lose any proverbial sleep over the fact he didn't kick field goals. And the only reason why is because in the past, maybe I'd been hypercritical of it, but in the past, you didn't have the number 1 offense in the country. And he's putting his faith in the number 1 offense in the country to pick up a 4th and 3 and get the right play call. To Georgia Tech's credit, you ran a play that you like to run a lot, the mesh concept. They looked like they were in man, and they confused Cam because they were in man, and they backed off in zone. I watched the clip, and I'm like, oh, that's actually a smart move. And maybe you want to think about that later on because I know you're going to run mesh when it matters because that's what you like to run. At least there's a high statistical probability. They outcoached you. So they did. You put faith in your coordinators, and they let you down this week, Mario. But I'm not faulting him because he didn't have like the 51st offense in the country. He had the first. So I'm okay with the chance. It's just things that they've been good at on 3rd downs, on 4th downs. They just were historically bad against Georgia Tech this week.
But you're not going up against a prolific offense, bro. You're going up against Georgia Tech. And doesn't that say more about the fact that you don't have confidence in your defense, that you're going for it on 4th and 3 in the second quarter
I think you
when
nailed
you're getting the ball back in 2.5 minutes?
I think you nailed it. I think Mario had the sense, I'm going to ride on my offense. They're the better unit, and I don't trust my defense in holding this team very long. So I need to put up touchdowns to their to match their touchdowns because I don't have faith in my defense to stop them. And collectively, they didn't. They didn't. They only gave up 28 points. I know, but it was just how they grinded you out, and it wasn't.
Yes.
And we say that, Toast, and you've said it. They've only scored 28 points. Let's not be remiss in knowing they would have lost to their average. That kid was running into the end zone and astutely sat down just so they could kneel the ball out, but he was running into the end zone. They had points 34 and 35 in the books. They just downed it out on us. So they were on their way to beat and eclipse the average of 34 points a game in conference again. And that's been the check engine light for me.
Yeah, I was drunk at that point, so I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, they were running in. The guy was going to run it in and run up the score, and he literally just dropped to his knee, and then that's when they all hailed a king, and they kneeled it at the end, and they had the last laugh.
They started on the 18. I mean, come on.
Well, because we had a horrible fumble.
That's right. Yeah, poor, but it is what it is. Everything is fine. Everything's fine, guys. All you have to do is win. So I don't care. And I'm not blaming the defense.
Something materialized. I'm blaming the defense. I've been blaming the defense
nuances.
the whole time.
I understand.
No,
you got
but
the
there
number
is a
1
nuance.
offense in the country. You got 10 possessions. You scored 23 points. Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Here's a spin on it, though. I feel like earlier in the year when we were giving up a lot of big plays, we gave up those big plays against Cal, especially in the passing game, a couple chunk plays, passing game. I think we kind of overreacted because our 2 safeties are playing on that 3rd and 17. Check them out on the film. You can see that Student of the Game on our YouTube page. Those guys are 3rd and 17, patrolling, starting on the 17-yard line, and they backpedal another 10 to 15. I'm like, who's got 30-yard pass plays at this point? You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get the line. We gave it up. It's way too easy. I think the University of Miami overreacted. You know what I'm saying? And you're not like, okay, we want to keep everything in front. We want to keep everything in front, but it's to a neglect now, and you have to be able to adapt. So I'm thinking just the big plays that we gave up earlier, we're playing too safe now. And I know that might seem counterintuitive, but what do you want? Pick your poison. Remember, we said we had an offense that you got to pick your poison? Now it seems like our defense is just like you're forced to drink a poison. Which one you want? You want to give it up real quick, or do you want to just sit there and just be gashed out of a building and your offense never gets a chance? I don't know. That's for them to figure out. It's way past my pay grade.
I like when they give it up real quick.
I like what oh, wait, sorry.
I mean, I'm concerned with all of it. I'm concerned with the fact that the back end doesn't know what they're doing, that all of a sudden I've never seen we were praising Kiko last year. The entire fan base was, PFF was. I've never seen someone regress like this in my life. I mean, so if we're scheming him into that position, we're costing him his entire career at the next level. I mean, at this stage, I mean, so you got to change. I mean, you can't keep going forward with this, bro. This is like insanity.
I want the first big busted run. Go back and watch, and that's Kiko in a nutshell. Because what happens? They basically they motion and shifted. They make an auto direct call. Your one safety, right, goes over to the top, completely runs himself out of the play. He's not even looking in the backfield anymore at this point. So there's only 6 in the box. Georgia Tech had 8 people in the box. They had a running quarterback, 2 running backs next to the quarterback, 5 offensive linemen. They took the left side of the line and just beefed Kiko right out. Where's the beef? It's right up your face, bro. You don't even have to. The old ladies, you don't need to ask the old ladies where the beef is. It's coming your way. He gets bodied. We lost with numbers. And your one safety, he's gone. The other safety takes the worst angle, and it's the worst tackle you ever seen in your life. It's abysmal.
Wasn't a tackle.
He couldn't have. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, that's the first big play. What do you want Kiko to do at that point was my thing. I'm like, they're putting him in disadvantageous spots. You're going to leave light box numbers. They're just going to pin and pull him, and he's doing the best he can, but you have no safeties to come and help the guy out. So he's on an island, and he's getting murdered. But again, they're not helping him out. They're not helping him.
Will our safeties help out even if they're put in the position to?
Well, I mean, listen, we were watching the telecast, buddy, and I'm like, oh, they left the inside release. I mean, it was a busted coverage. It's a busted play. The one that went to DP2 and threw a touchdown because that made its rounds on social. And then I watched it again. You watch that safety, he wasn't even looking. It was mind-numbing. He is not looking. He's looking the other way. The ball's in the air, and he had no idea that the ball was thrown. None. Zero. And the quarterback, he literally said hiking through the ball. He didn't even try to pump fake. He didn't try to SSW with his shoulders. He did none of that. He just said hike and throw. And there was no safety help because he wasn't watching. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. The reason why I'm hypercritical, because the things I'm seeing when they just come up out of the universe to me and they speak in my little squirrel brain, I'm like, this side looks worse right now. They do.
For the last 2 years, the only thing we had, our biggest worry coming out of the safeties was that J-Dub would get like a personal foul call.
Yeah.
Like a late hit.
Or Amari Carter.
I mean,
how long was Amari Carter going to take before he got the targeting call? Now it's like, are they watching?
Right.
Are they watching?
Are they paying attention? Or are they paying being like Reek Stevenson with his back to the play during a Hail Mary? I mean, it's just insane, bro.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. All right, hold on. We're gonna get into more of this. First, though, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. With over 5 million happy players, $2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on all of your favorite athletes' performances. Compete against other players just by selecting higher or lower on 2 or more player stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Try games like Vulture Protection, where if you select a designated running back to score a touchdown in your pick'em entry and they get vultured, we will rescue your entry. Or Red Zone Rush, a game you won't find anywhere else. Just pick whether or not a player will score a touchdown by swiping right for yes and left for no. Simple as that. Plus, your entry will be automatically boosted, and You'll get a 51% profit boost when you play. Join over 5 million fans that are already playing on Underdog. Download the app today and use code ORANGE to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's code ORANGE to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Select higher or lower on your favorite players and cash in on Underdog. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we lost last week, which was just, it was BS. We were all good to go. But Jackson Dart did not get higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. He only had one. So this week we're going with 2 players. Gains on a bye. Carson Beck higher than a half interception that hit for us last week. And from SMU, quarterback Kevin Jennings higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns against BC, who has also benched their quarterback for some bizarre reason that broke today.
I'd like to know why.
I don't know. Yeah. No idea.
I mean,
well, Brian seems like he's a
Castellano's
tough
pretty
nose.
good.
Yeah, he seems like he's a tough nosed dude, and
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe something off the record. I mean, something in a locker room. I mean, he's just going to be a guy I need more out of my quarterback. But that just screams NIL. I'm out of here, boy. I'm out of here, boy.
All right. So the college football playoff rankings drop. So we're still in the top 12 easily. I was concerned we'd be maybe like down to 10 or 11 or maybe even 12. Coming in number 9, still seated at 4. So listen, you got a week off, then Wake Forest at home. Hopefully you have a nice crowd at the Rock. And then it's going to be a scary game going on the road to the Carrier Dome, because McCord could easily throw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns or 4 interceptions. You have no idea, but he could kill the defense. He could destroy the defense. We have no idea. So that game terrifies me. The location, just all of it, and that'll be the last game of the season.
I don't know. It depends on, and I haven't watched them, but it depends on what they run. You know, I mean, all these teams aren't going to magically adapt to stuff that they've seen work over and over again, right? I mean, you're not going to, Syracuse isn't going to run a lot of stuff that Georgia Tech ran based on system. So, you know, I'd be curious to see what they run.
Well,
Wake Forest, too. I have no idea.
We got a scout team.
Yeah.
We got a scout team. We'll know exactly how they run. We were the ones on the Orange Bowl boys that called it and said, listen, they're going to motion, they're going to shift. That was part of our keys of the game. They're going to attack you like Virginia Tech attacked you. And they did. I
would much rather Syracuse go downfield.
Yeah, and try to pick on Frederic the whole time.
All day.
Hey, we're good on the outside.
It gives our D-line an opportunity to get to the quarterback. You're not throwing everything into the flats where we're just not very good. And you've got a chance to play some stuff downfield. Anyone we face, I would appreciate that.
Amen.
You mentioned his name. Got to give him some congratulations. Highest graded Power 4 true freshman for week 11, OJ Frederic Jr. came in at 80.6.
Dude, he's a true
PFF.
freshman All-American.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
easily. He's the best defensive back on the team.
And he's going to be a cornerstone moving forward. That's a guy that you'd be like, hey, listen, we can lock up our side of the field with you. We'll take care of the rest of the stuff. And, you know, they're going to go in the portal and get safeties. 1 million,
God, I would hope so.
1,000 trillion %.
Certainly hope so. We also, because there were some shots taken earlier in the season, but Markel Bell, or I'm not just going to call him Mountain, one of the highest graded offensive linemen in the country, highest rated Kane offensive lineman at 78.4. So congratulations to him as well. Georgia Tech's offensive lineman Corey Robinson II came in at 82.9.
Yeah, he was coming around. I mean, they were pulling him like crazy. That dude was impressive. They had a nasty offensive line. They wanted to make a statement, and they did. Nobody knows the Seagull song, but and they did. Got me going like, when those birds started attacking.
So after that loss, good news happened. Pitt lost, so we got our we got back control of our destiny, as Scoop called. You were confident that they were. You said they're not going to
win the next 4.
But then you actually said they're probably going to lose tonight.
Yeah, you did.
Scoopadamus. So
I was like,
I really didn't think they'd lose to UVA.
I mean, not only anyone did.
There was a calming effect because I stayed up to watch that game and I wanted to make sure like all the zeros were on the board before they had it because it was close late.
It was, yeah.
And then when I saw it happen, I got a sigh of relief. I'm like, University of Miami, we didn't pick you to go undefeated. You aren't undefeated. We did pick you to get to the ACC championship game. I still think you're going to get there. Okay. I still have high hopes. This is an impressive season once that happens. Once you get to the ACC championship game, especially after you see improvement, there's a lot of optimism for University of Miami Hurricane fans at that point. All right? But it depends on these next 2 games. It really, really does.
It does. I get it. But, and listen, so sitting at 9-1, the last thing you want is last time we were in this position in 2017.
Yeah,
we went off.
Wheels fell off.
We went off a cliff, and it just absolutely fell apart. So we don't want that to happen. So you got to get this win against Wake Forest. You got to get the win against Syracuse. So that way you're locked in at an 11-1 regular season, which would be the best we've had since 2002, 2003, something like that. So
I will
over
tell you
20
that
years.
2017 team had a much better defense.
Yes.
Yeah, but that 2017, when you were saying that, Toast, I literally got vibes of like, oh man, we needed some magical moments in that one too. Because remember the Daryl Langham catch,
That's
and then
right.
Daryl Langham against Georgia Tech
to break the
Langham had a bail us out of a 4th down
tip
play
ball
too.
in Georgia Tech the next week.
Yeah. So we've kind of used our 4, our lucky charms, our 4-leaf clover. I mean, we had that Cal game. We had we had the Hail Mary. So we've kind of used our lucky charm chips. All right, they're magically delicious.
But you know what? BYU now sitting there at like 6 or 7 was a blatant hold that should have been called that delivered them that win. So listen, over the course of the season,
talk about
all these calls are going to even out for all these teams. Yeah, did we get and listen, I don't even want to talk about the Va Tech one because that was ruled an incomplete pass initially.
And it should have been.
All right. And then another official came in and overruled for some bizarre reason. And the officials, the home office corrected it. So stop with that. You want to talk about about Cal having to come back? Fine, but stop with this nonsense, dude. 9-1 have earned all 9 victories.
Gotta
and
win
we
the
earned
next
the 1
2.
loss. We earned the 1 loss.
We did. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now we talk. The one call that you see on social was the blatant mishold by Georgia Tech, and teams are going to do that. Florida State did that to us. And University of Miami, you do have a problem right now. The problem is you need to send to the ACC officials how many blatant holds, especially on Xavier Restrepo, that are going, because teams, that's their game plan. They want to be super uber physical with you. And to the effect, we literally have it going on social where they're pulling his shirt off for the better part of 20 yards. His shoulder pad comes out, and they don't call a flag. Now, I was on the telecast. I was mad because I knew they missed it, but I felt the wide receiver had to sell it better. He's like, hey, listen, look. They got to do a better job because it's blatant. I could make a 15-minute student of the game video just on Xavier Restrepo holds. I promise you. It's blatant.
I will
it's
say,
constant.
I was something that bothered me, and this is very random. On that play, Horton then turns around and says, whatever, puts his hand, no, it's fine. Like he was like, it's fine. Everyone's screaming. And he's like, it's fine. And he's running back. And I'm like, this isn't like ticky-tack stuff. Like that was a blatant hold, slowing him down for 20 yards. Right. So it's an easy touchdown if he's not being held the whole time. But his lack of pageantry, if you will.
You need to sell that.
You got to sell that.
You have to.
I mean, you've got to make it.
You have to throw your hands
do
up.
something.
When it's that
you
bad.
Saying it's okay isn't okay.
And he knows it's bad. Listen, those guys, they're in tune. They know, and the cornerbacks are in tune. They know how to hold you just right without getting called. They know what they can get away with. But as a wide receiver, you feel it. You know when it's blatant or not. You have to be able to sell that. You have to. And it cost your team because we did not get any points out of that. So, I don't know. I was mad.
All right. We got to talk about how all this affects Cam with the Heisman. We've got to talk about how maybe we overcome these slow starts that we've been running into. And we also got to get to IP Daley. But first, we got to talk about the people on Scoop's head.
Yes, we do. Bange. It's blue tarp season. You know how I know? I walked out across the street and there is somebody in need of a roof. The roof is not in good shape. So you need to call somebody. Now, what's his name?
It's Paul.
And what do you do?
You give me a call. I'm Paul.
And I know the number. And you now know the number because it's 981 roof. 561-954-305. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not. It doesn't matter what you think. What you do need to think, though, is call Paul Bange, because he is a staple in the South Florida community, proud sponsors of the Orange Bowl boys, and we are proud to be with him. And his name's Paul. And you give him a call. Bange. Bange.
All right, Miami HCS, Miami
It's
Hurricane
bitches and
Team
Bange,
Store.
baby. Oh, sorry.
Bitches and Bange.
One of the cool things about the fact that I love it. Oh, look at that. That is phenomenal. Thank you,
He's
Jenners.
so good at
Thank
what
you,
he
Jenners.
does.
This is fine.
Perfect.
Everything's
So
fine.
good. Everything is
I'll
fine.
put that on
Fine.
social.
It's
I'm
fine.
posting this on social right now. This week's
Phenomenal.
thumbnail.
As I was saying, one of the great things about Miami Hurricane, the official team store down in Coral Gables, is that they actually have players that are doing signings there throughout the course of the week. So what you had, who was out there? It was Nigel Pack, Matthew Cleveland, Lynn Kidd from the basketball team were out there a few days ago. But yeah, you get out there. That is where you want to get your Miami Hurricanes gear. Use promo code OBB24. You're going to get 20% off. Then you go to manscaped.com. Use promo code OBB, get 20% off all that stuff to take care of your testicular area so you smelling good for the holidays when someone wants to, hang some, ornaments off your trunk. I'm not sure where that's going. And Scoop, you got some packages for us from BTB.
Beatingthebookie.com. It's where you get your packages.
Some ornaments on your trunk.
NC Day. You got a couple ornaments on the trunk of the tree.
Get away from me, Grinch.
Oh, God.
I got ornaments on my trunk. You can't steal it.
College football, NFL football, hockey, college hoops, soccer, badminton, pickleball, whatever you want. It's all on there. Beatingthebookie.com, at beatingthebookie, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And how did we do last week, Jenners, on the free plays? Do we know? Okay, 1-1. So we've gone 4-6. It's like 7-2 the last however many weeks. 8-2, 6-2. 6-2.
Sure.
Last 4
And
weeks.
we'll have a couple more picks from him later on,
yes, we have.
All
I
right.
had 2 picks.
Winning.
Dos.
Beautiful. All right. We will talk about Cam and where he stands for the Heisman, all that stuff. I think we should just get the IP over with, I think.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh, no, this is not good.
Even before it starts.
With my stream of consciousness. Dateline Miami, where the season is officially over. Despite the Hurricanes sitting at 9-1 and on the precipice of a playoff spot and their greatest season in over 20 years, the fan base has thrown in the towel because Miami lost to Georgia Tech. Again. For the 15th time. The fan base does have a point. If you can't go undefeated, what is the point? Why even play the games? There is no room for second place with Cane fans. It's either perfection or they'll watch the Dolphins. And they have the right to ask for perfection, since they are the perfect fan base that shows up every week. Yeah, that one will go over well. Look, Cane fans are used to 12-win campaigns. Now, usually, those wins are spread out over a couple of seasons, but still, this fan base has expectations, even if it seems they are completely delusional. Now, sorry to report that condolences are in order for Billy Napier and his family. Seems his plans of being retired by Christmas have met a tragic end, as the University of Florida wants to make him walk the Green Mile for a second time next year. Lastly, former Canes head coach Randy Shannon is the new interim defensive coordinator at FSU after Mike Norvell fired the OC, DC, and the Donk. The 3 men were later seen having a super soaker fight in the parking lot of the local Shoney's. For Shannon, he's now one Boar's Head liverwurst sandwich away from achieving the lifetime trifecta of being the head coach for each of the big 3. Careful what you order at the deli there, Coach Norvell. And now for my Florida Prostate Power 3. Let's be honest, with the state of college football in Florida right now, this poll should be named after my rectum. But I digress. It is once again the Canes at 1, 2, and 3. Until next time, I'm IP Daley saying, Hurricanes fans, you have less than 60 days left until Cam Ward is adios. Try and enjoy them.
Damn.
Damn.
All right.
Outstanding. What was the Shoney's joke?
Super Soakers.
Super Soakers in the
Super
parking
Super
lot.
Soakers
like
in Shoney's parking lot.
They fired the OC, the DC, and the dog. The OC, the DC, and the dog. Oh my goodness!
I
he's
was
out of his
amused by
job.
the Liverpool liverwurst sandwich from Boar's Head.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
All right, it'll kill you,
And
baby. It'll
Scoop
kill you.
reacted.
does Boar's Head make liverwurst?
That's what killed the 10 people.
Oh, it was the liverwurst.
Oh, Jesus.
Liverwurst,
Oh,
yes.
no.
I think that was the whole.
this-
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
no,
the
this
whole
is
point
not
there.
good.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh,
not
goodness.
No, it's not good.
I mean, who eats liverwurst cold cuts?
Yeah. No.
Like what?
good. People from like
Horrifying.
1910.
Like
Horrifying.
why do we do that? What if it's like eating spam?
Dude, this is why I love this podcast, because literally those words, when would you think ever in your life that the words, who would eat liverwurst cold cuts?
Well, I just don't understand.
This shouldn't even be a thought in the universe. There's certain words that should never go together, and liverwurst cold cuts should be it.
It's true. It's true.
Oh my goodness. I mean, IP brought it up as far as, Cam and, enjoy him for the next 60 days. You better hope and pray University of Miami win the next 3, because if they lose any of the 3, the ACC championship game, the next 2, he's opted out. He's riding off into the sunset. I think it limited his Heisman hopeful candidacy a little bit, but I still think he's in a good driver's seat, especially if he can go ahead and win. Now, help me out. Is the Heisman after the championship games, ACC championship game, or is it before? I know that's usually at the end of the year.
I think it's after the
voting?
conference championships.
Okay.
Yeah.
So getting in is huge. So whatever step back to me that he took, you get in and he wins. I think he's the odds-on favorite again if that happens. Because at that point, what Miami to get in, they would have had to be 11-1. They're 12-1. You talked about it. It's their best season in forever.
Yeah.
Right?
It's over 20 years.
Yeah. So that's my thought about him and the Heisman.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think what took more of a hit wasn't necessarily his Heisman as much as some of these NFL GMs are going to get spooked with some of these turnovers that he has. That I think he might have gotten more naysayers than actual yay-sayers. Is yay-sayer a word? Because if not, it should be.
Was it us that was talking
I don't
about it,
know
or
what
was
it
it
is.
me and another chat?
Why would that be a word?
But it was perfectly well. I mean, I
No,
I
you
pulled it off.
utilized it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the yay-sayers.
Speaking of Roman words, can I sidetrack us for 1 second very quickly?
Yes.
Zion Williamson this week had a Roman moment.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay, yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
I think we kind of went into the game too, like lackadaisical.
I'm not that bad with lackadaisical.
Hold on a second.
Wow.
Wasn't that a while ago? Or was that this week? Yeah.
I say lackadaisical.
I saw it pop up this week. If it was a while ago,
Oh,
I think it was a long time ago.
Oh,
was it really?
Yeah, but I saw it and I tweeted
It
it
was
out.
all over the place this week. I was like, what the hell?
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he had done that before.
Oh, you guys pleasantly reminded me.
Yeah. Privately.
The yay-sayers.
No.
I'm writing this down. The yay-sayers.
It definitely wasn't private.
Right.
No. This is public as I can make it.
Oh yeah.
So do you think there's a chance that 2 ACC teams can make it in?
No.
Like if Miami and SMU win out right now and they meet in the title game,
Yeah.
and it is a great game and it's a field goal.
No.
You don't think both of them get in?
No.
What if SMU gets the win?
Miami has a
Miami's
10% chance to get in. I would count heavily that they won, and SMU has a negative 522% chance.
Okay.
Neither one of them are getting in with two losses.
But yeah, because a 3-loss SEC team will get it over them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Patch power.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Patch power. That was the whole reason for doing 12. Hey, well, let's not fight with just getting 2 SEC teams. Let's get 20. What are you going to do? The power of the patch.
All right. Jerry, you want to do some audio or
Patch
what do you
Adams
wanna
was a
do?
great movie, by the way.
Yeah, you want to do this JD Pickle audio? Real
Sure.
quick? All right, this is JD Pickle from On3. He's one of their college guys, but this was after the Georgia Tech loss.
Mm-hmm.
Miami fans, stick with me here. I have bad news and I have good news. The bad news, you just lost to Georgia Tech. All right, that hurts. The good news, you just won the ACC. Miami had been playing with fire for so long. The Va Tech game, it takes a Hail Mary getting overturned. In the Cal game in the second half, you need Cam Ward to go Superman. The Duke game, it's like, why are we messing around with Duke? We're 3-touchdown favorites. You needed something to happen at some point in time to get your team locked back in. And I said it last week, I think you needed a loss. Now, the good news is you got that loss. And it sucks right now in this moment, but I'm telling you this Miami team now with a sense of urgency, different ball club. Why do we believe that? Because of the second halves they've had here. When they have that sense of urgency, they're different. They're in a different mode. Miami, again, congratulations. You just punched your ticket to the college football playoff and an ACC title with that loss.
You know, I get what he's saying. My question would be, do you, in that we've seen teams do that before over our lifetimes, but that's not also not just on the players, it's also on the staff. Like, I mean, does Lance Guidry respond after spending 2 weeks hearing everybody saying that you absolutely got just out coached to the point that you weren't wearing pants by the end of that game? Same thing with Mario. I mean, like, are they stewing on what they're hearing from the talking heads, shredding them for 2 weeks, that they just go into battle mode and just, as Joaquin said, dominate?
I think they do. I think that was well said. I mean, that's, if you want to ask me once we flip off the switch on this pod, but where's my head, where's my heart at? I mean, you heard some grievances by me, and, you know, I have some grievances from last week, but I do believe that this University of Miami team is going to rebound. I picked them to go 11-1, and they're going to go 11-1 by all intents and purposes. I believe that. I think that this loss motivates them. I really do. I think they needed a kick in the dick. They had to. You were playing with fire. It's absolutely 100% true. I think hubris started to set in. I think they were believing the press clippings. They got a Heisman hopeful, and next thing you know, you got ran out of the building. You got slapped in the mouth. But here's the good thing. Now that you have to play in order to win a national championship, and I'm not putting the cart in front of the horse, but you have to play like 16 games, 17 games. Go ask the NFL how hard it is to go undefeated under those pretenses, because only one team has ever pulled that off. So you had the loss. It came at the most perfect time. It brought you down just enough so you can bring it back in, brother, because that's what Mario talks about. You got to bring it in close, brother. Yeah. Like he's going to tag team his alter ego partner, the Hulk, and they're going to get this shit done. And I really believe that they will. I think that this is important. I think they have something. Their back is against the proverbial wall. I know, Scoop, you said it. Win and you're in. But it's a back against the wall thing. You don't have leeway anymore, so you have to come out punching. You come out next game, you're already in the second half. You're already down because you have to win, right? Before, whatever, we can survive this. There's no more surviving, boys. It's advanced. There's no more surviving.
Yeah, you're right, but it is winning you're in. I think it allows the team to play much looser. And I mean that in a way that being undefeated and being afraid to get that loss in the L column, it just makes everybody tight, makes everybody tense, makes everybody around you tense. Like it's a different feeling than, okay, well, that's out of the way. We can still just go win and we're in. So the pressure and the tenseness and the tension and the anxiety of, oh my God, what happens if we lose? You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now all you have to do is go out and win football games. And I think that changes things. I think that changes how kids play. I think that changes how coaches coach. So I think, as he's saying it, I viewed a little differently, but I agree with him. But I think it's more of just, all right, that's out of the way. We're good. Tension gone. Let's go rack it up, you know?
Listen, undefeated is tough, man. Gators have never had an undefeated season. I mean, seriously. So, I mean, it's.
I don't think we're going to see an undefeated. Listen, you 12 plus a conference game, 13. They got 3 more games after that. You have to go 16-0 now to win a national championship. I mean, you just look at the NFL. Look at how many 16-0 teams there were in the NFL. Come on, there's been one. We've had a couple 13-0s, 14-0s, but 16, the law of averages are stacked against you. They just are. So losing's part of the game, and you still have some wiggle room. Some.
I just think taking the loss right before one of the two buys, and preferably the second bye of the season with only 2 games left, is like the perfect time for that, because you're not up against like, just a normal week. You have time to just get into everybody's face, everyone just get together, just reassess everything, clear the air, whatever we got to do, circle the wagon, that Buffalo Bill circle the wagon moment, and let's finish these 2 games strong and get our first ACC title in the history of the program.
Correct. And the season at that point becomes a success. And the program trajectory is well established. Mario would have done his job in year 3 to change the perception. Okay.
Yeah, you go from you jump to 11-1 and ACC champion after the first 2 years. Yeah, man, you're doing. And listen, we'll deal with the offseason when we deal with the offseason, and what next year is going to entail and all that stuff. But yeah, bro, no one will be able to, and nobody can complain if that happens, regardless of what happens in the playoff. 11-1 ACC champion, so 12-1. No one can complain. Year 3, come on.
All right, we got more audio.
Oh, but they will.
Scoop's trying to think of a reason.
He's doing the math.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they will. They'll complain.
All right, what do we got, Jen?
Did you hear? Don't call me your wife. Did you hear the McAfee thing on game day with the LSU people?
I did not hear.
Awesome.
Okay, so McAfee baits the LSU crowd into doing their profane chant on live television.
I think he learned about it at a bar the night before from one of the bands.
I believe it's something like that. Yeah. So he riles them up on live TV, and it's unbelievable.
He'll say. It's 8 a.m. I think they're ready to go. We thank you. Let's have a day down here. LSU, Alabama, Reese Davis.
You didn't know that was coming.
I didn't know.
That was fairly aggressive.
I thought they were going to say thick, like the humidity. I didn't know it was actually. Is it thick? Yeah, you can hear thick in there.
And he did it again.
They did it
so good.
twice.
I was watching it live. I was dying.
Twice.
I was dying.
On game day?
Yeah.
No repercussions.
No repercussions.
None.
Saban was laughing his ass off.
So it's amazing to see when
Wokeness
there's
is over.
certain-
I think you can do whatever you want now.
But even before he was starting to carve out his niche in the woke universe, right? He was able to do certain things.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's refreshing to see individuals transcend that like the rules don't apply to him. Pat McAfee, the rules are gone. Like he just pulled that off on ESPN, which, may I remind you, is owned by Disney. Okay, so like he was able to just literally trash Cinderella's slipper.
Well, he played it off brilliantly because he played it off. He played stupid. I don't know what. Someone said if I do this and they'll respond some way. Like I don't know what they're going to say. Then his reaction on his face was phenomenal.
But then he did it again.
He did it again.
Exactly what he was doing.
He wasn't sure what they said the first time.
Yeah, you had to double check.
I couldn't be sure.
Hey, but I mean, you've seen Saban on there too.
Yeah.
He curses every week.
Yeah, and I'll
they
tell
get him all the time.
Nobody
All the
cares.
time.
And I'll tell you what,
Amazing.
I mean, that wasn't the most vulgar thing that happened to Baton Rouge that morning, because just fast forward to the night and that your football team was woof. They got smoked.
Well, that's what happens. Alabama always smokes them at Death Valley.
Yeah, at night.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh my goodness. And how they did
That
it.
guy.
Milrow had
Hate that
4 rushing touchdowns.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Goose.
How many yards would Milrow have against us?
600. His tiny legs would fall off.
Oh no!
Oh no, this is not good.
Would
tiny
he
legs
still
would fall off.
Would he still be able to rush on us with his tiny legs?
That's the game plan. Melrose tiny legs.
Handstand.
He doesn't even have
rushes,
tiny legs.
rushes.
But to me, he does. I'm a yay sayer on
Oh,
Melrose tiny
God.
legs.
There's your yay sayer again. Very good. All
I
right.
love it.
Do we want to talk about the Utah AD? I've never seen an
please.
AD.
Oh, yeah.
Please,
I've never
please,
seen
please.
this.
So let me play
Please.
the audio. They didn't even have the mics configured yet, and he sat down and started going off. So the audio is like kind of mishmashed. If you could hear them trying to get the microphone audio on.
I've been an athletic director for 12 years. This game was absolutely stolen from us. We were excited about being in the Big 12, but tonight I am not. We won this game. Someone else stole it from us. Very disappointed. I will talk to the commissioner. This was not fair to our team. I'm disgusted by the professionalism of the officiating crew tonight. Thank you.
And that is the Utah AD.
I mean, at least somebody finally said something. It bothers me. They're the only people in sports that have zero accountability, and they have complete control. So you have these people that have all this control and all this power. Half of them do it part-time, and they have zero accountability. Nobody gets in trouble ever. And nobody says anything about it. That's the part that drives me nuts. Like, what are you afraid of? You're the university. These peons, if you will. Like, be the big boys in this. And if Mario or if Radakovich says something and they get fined 40 grand like this guy, then the university pays the 40 grand. Like, somebody needs to say, this needs to be a trend.
I will tell you what, you ADs need to come together, and you got to realize exactly that. They're an untouchable glass pansy brigade that do not deserve that status. You punch through it. They fine you 40, you fine them back 80, because you know how much money they could potentially cost you with a loss? You could keep somebody out of a championship game and all the revenue and all this because some Joe Blow with some bullshit side job makes the worst call and you can't say anything about it.
Really? Talk about it.
I could go to the Outback right now, and as soon as I get a bad steak, I can go complain to somebody right now. But you cost me potential millions of dollars, and I got to say nothing? You can kiss my ass. You're going to hear me. And they need to give unfettered access to coaches for like 5 minutes. Hey, let me talk about how bad the officiating was today. You got 5 minutes. If you go 5 minutes and 1 second, we'll fine you. But you got 5 minutes. Get it off your chest. Something. So they can say, Mike Johnson, the guy who blew the call, he sucks. He keeps doing this. He's like got a 20% referee thing. He's like Angel Hernandez. He blows goats. You know what? Fine. Cool. 501. Shut it off. Okay. We won't talk about the rest no more. I like, they are held hostage. It's like being held hostage by a toddler. I'm the $1 million entity in this room, and I got this toddler telling me what to do. That's the system you created, and you need to do whatever you can to break it because they're going to cost you millions of dollars. They cost the University of Miami a national championship one day, bitches.
So here's the bigger issue is that, first of all, it's worse than it's ever been in terms of the amount of just blown
with
calls.
all the technology.
With all the technology,
worse.
it's just
we
ridiculous.
Have rockets.
It's getting worse. Yeah, but
here's the other thing. They land on chopsticks.
Right.
Put your arms out, boys.
And you can't put sensors on shoulder pads? Look, it's out. It went off. The sensor alarm. It's a PI.
Here's the other thing is that you have these guys making these calls, and it was fine when it was just a football game. But now you're all promoting FanDuel, DraftKings. Now there's millions. People are putting 20, 25 bucks or whatever. 100 bucks. What, house moms, mothers and shit are doing prize picks and Underdog and all this stuff. They're doing all this stuff. And it's like, I mean, now you have these officials that are blowing calls. Like, people are riding money on this. Like, I just think that at this stage, the Power Four need to have their own full-time referee force. And it's got to be pretty much all referees between the age of 30 and 50. And once you hit 51, we're moving you out. We're getting younger eyes in. I think that's half of it. I'm sick of all these refs that are over 50. Like, bro, your eyes aren't there anymore. You can't run. Like, you're just not going to be as good as you were if you're 20. I think you have former football players calling it.
I do not understand. I think you're right there. Why don't they have, like, okay, this is a full-time profession that people would want to do.
Yes.
Right? Because it's full-time. They get trained. They get paid. They get the benefits. They're part of the union, whatever. It should be, and it's the NFL and the NCAA, for Christ's sake, like pay them
billions of dollars, right?
Pay them well.
Yeah, 6 figures.
To
yes.
not fuck up 16 calls a week.
And it's the egregious calls. We're a human being. We could see if it's a bang, bang, 50-50, hard to see. But when you blow some of these calls, it just leaves us wondering, like, how? How in the world did you miss that? People went after the AD, Big 12 elitist, you're some super conference, whatever. You're just happy your conference didn't get blown up. You should be bending over backwards. The guy, he said, I've been an AD for a long time. He probably has it within his track record. He doesn't do this. He got pushed over the edge because he was tired of the BS. And I saw zero issues about it. I knew the fine was coming. I knew it. And at that point, who cares? Go on. You blew past your 5 minutes. Just keep going. The fine's not changing, and unload the clip.
Agreed. I will say this. I was totally fine with him doing it. Only problem was that it was 100% holding. So he went nuts on a call that was actually not nearly as bad as he thought it was.
The other thing is that thing they got in the NFL now, where they instantly, before they even do replay, or just
that thing's awesome,
are just going down to the official saying, "Hey, yo, no, that wasn't a flow." They need to do that on every play. In college, used to be able to have that. Like if it's obvious that the guy didn't step out of bounds, like if there's a face mask you miss, just really, you missed a face mask on the quarterback. That's 15 yards. Like, I mean, how difficult is this? Like if here's the thing, if everyone watching on TV at home can see it, and you don't make that call, then you're fucked.
And listen, let's stop with the referee walk of fame. Okay, it should be this quick, Toast. Okay.
Yes.
There was a 15-yard face mask on the play, second down.
Yeah.
Why this production to walk in the middle of the field? Everybody look at me. By the way, let me go look at this box. Look at me. I'm Ed Hockley Jr. I'm going to do my call in German. Nobody gives an F about you, bro. Just don't screw up the calls. Okay? Nobody cares. Even though Ed Hockley's guns, first down. I would be doing that the whole time, too.
They all got guns
first
now.
down, bro. It's
here's the thing. If a flag gets thrown, now the template is just throw trash on the field.
That's true, yeah. If you throw bottles of water, it'll get overturned.
And do we need to throw flags? Come on, just hit a button. Everybody knows. Take 2 seconds. There's a 15-yard penalty, second and 15, and move on. It's just.
I think you should be able to hit a button on your belt and firecrackers go off.
At the top of the stadium, yellow ones.
Like Batman? Belt full of stuff that shoots off firecrackers?
I mean, remember the ref, he blew out the guy's eye that one time because he threw a flag right in his face.
Yes, that's right. That? Yeah, the Baltimore Raven. Yeah.
Things are dangerous.
Yeah.
This is like Batman Returns or whatever. The one with
and the guy, the guys 30 yards back that are throwing the pass interference.
Mm-hmm. Let's go mobile.
Yeah, that guy.
You can't do that.
You got audio of that LSU debris thing?
Oh, I do. If you want to hear it, this is just Herb Street talking about it on the broadcast.
Instead, it's Milroe, the first down. Crowd's reacting. They didn't think it was enough, but there's some debris getting showered on the field.
Are they throwing it at Brian Kelly?
Near the Alabama bench.
I mean, if that's what they were doing.
Have to become a thing this year. Some
SEC, baby.
Do this at Texas, and now all of a sudden we see it popping up in college football. That's
SEC
clowns. Just what are you doing? Agree. And it's not the first bottle ever been thrown on the field here. I can promise you, as a sideline guy, we're Gattis there.
Yeah.
This is just stupid.
Yeah, Herb Street called them clowns, man.
Yeah. It was a rough weekend for Herb Street. He lost Ben, so it was a rough weekend for him.
Look, Herbie has gotten much more.
Get off my lawn.
Not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Over the past few years, he says whatever he wants to say.
Also, I think
there's no repercussions for him.
I think with him, he knows he's their golden boy.
Of course.
Yeah. And he's also getting that Amazon
really
money.
Like with him, it's like the reins are off, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. If you get Pat McAfee getting the whole crowd at LSU,
right?
You can leave my ass alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did Pat McAfee do with the crowd again?
He just got him to say, bad words.
I want to go to that game now just so I can take part with that.
Just, I want to do that once.
I want to do that
Just one time.
Well, the only
we're going to do it when Tally goes.
You know,
when Tally goes to LSU, we're all going.
Yeah, I know.
So we can stream that.
That's
that.
right.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Nah, hey,
She'll love
you
that.
don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. So listen,
I'm not.
I would say the only
The girls at
equivalency
the
we
school
have
like that
is when they
chant or
start
no?
singing Soldier Boy. I don't think the University of Miami
Yeah,
know
they
what
don't
this
know what that
song's about.
means,
No.
It's Soldier Boy.
Two more quick pieces of audio before
Let's
we
go.
get to pick'ems.
Do the
Saints-
girls chant that too, or just the guys?
Oh, yeah, it was.
It was
Oh, they
sounded
all
like
It was
everybody.
everybody, yeah.
Sounded like everybody.
And when Brian Kelly does it, he changes his accent.
Oh. All right, this is audio of Saints interim head coach Darren Reese, who took over after they fired Dennis Allen this week. Saints are a mess. They're 2-7. He gets his first day as a head coaching job, and how does he kick that off?
This is how my day started. I get down here to the stadium, I get down here to Superdome, I go in the head coach's locker room, which I've never used before, right? So here I am early in the morning, I go to the bathroom, and this is how my day started. I clogged the toilet. And I'm like, this is going to be a crappy day, pun intended. And so listen, I'm like, okay, this is not really a great start to the day. Here we go. And so, I'm not really feeling like a head coach of an NFL team right now. So,
Why did he feel the need
There
to
are
share
certain
this
things
with
you
the
should
press?
just
TMI?
keep to yourself.
Yeah, why?
Wow.
So the
Okay.
question is, did you ever clog a toilet at somebody else's house?
Oh, of course. I mean, you
Yeah.
pulled that, Dumb and Dumber moment. I'm shaving. What are you doing in there? I'm shaving.
It's the worst feeling in the world.
Toilet's broken.
Yeah. If they don't have a plunger, oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
You just walk out and pretend it wasn't you. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
just
you
turn-
leave. You just leave as
turn off
quickly and
the
as quietly as
water.
possible. Yeah.
Just, It's not just turn off the water and you
Uh-huh.
can make a run for it. It's totally fine.
That is that's like a pro move right there. Yeah.
Look, if you turn off the water and it doesn't overflow,
Yeah.
there's no problem.
Right.
You
Yeah.
haven't caused an issue.
Oh, you caused an issue, all right.
Wow.
There's
You
an
wanna turn the
issue.
water back
You
on.
haven't
man,
caused an
later on.
immediate
Yeah.
issue.
It's an issue that has to be dealt with at some point by somebody.
That's an issue grenade. That's going to go
But
off
it's not
later.
you didn't flood anything.
No, but it's ready to go.
Look, it happens. It happens in
You
gun is
you
loaded.
set the timer.
I would tell you, though.
it is kind of funny. It's happened in my house. Obviously, we have
Mhm.
children,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, turn off the water.
Oh.
What? And I'm like, we go through this every time. Turn off the water.
Which way? Which way
Yeah.
you turn it?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
So I have to go up and turn off the water.
Unless
And I'm
it's
like,
ceiling
how many
fans.
girls? How many
Mhm.
times have we gone over this? Right? You need to know this in case you do it at somebody else's house sometime. You got to turn off the water
Mhm.
and escape right out the window. An Irish goodbye. Nobody better at Irish goodbyes than the
Oh.
guy over there.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I see his eyes. I see his eyes perfectly going to your direction in the bottom left.
I mean, I
That
like
might be
doing
my
them,
thing. It might
but
be
my
thing.
God, this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like 7.5 minutes after the event starts.
Toast is gone.
Toast is
Check
gone.
Check the toilet.
I'm like, where the hell did this guy go?
All right, last
Oh,
piece of
God.
audio.
All right.
My favorite story of the whole week. Auburn's basketball team
Oh yeah.
had to turn their flight around over the weekend because two of their players got into a fight on board. And now I have the audio from the cockpit of the pilot calling it in.
Yes, sir. We have got an altercation on board. We knocked to declared emergency and land. We got a bunch of basketball players fighting. The flight deck is secure. The threat level is contained for the moment. We just had, police on the ground, and we had two players that got into physical altercation. Clothes were ripped, and one bloody player.
Their clothes were ripped. They want cops on the ground when they
Cops
land.
on the ground. He declared an emergency.
And they
Art-
beat Houston.
And they came in and beat
They
Houston
came in and beat Houston.
in the Rockets arena.
All right, so here's my question for you. Those two guys, that's no fly list, right? Like, isn't that Isn't there like
I mean,
an
it's
FAA?
chartered. It's chartered.
It's
So I don't
chartered.
know
It
if
wasn't
that's-
charter. Oh,
It's
okay.
got to be a charter flight for the
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
right? The two of them were barred from getting back on board after they landed.
Yeah, I don't.
So how did they get to the stadium?
They did not.
No, they
didn't play.
didn't. No, they
They
didn't.
stayed behind.
DNP.
They stayed behind.
DNP.
on it. Yeah.
Yep. Didn't.
I don't,
Is that what the coach did? He goes, "You two go to your room, and you're not coming out until you make up."
That's right.
All right, now my question.
I want to play basketball.
My question is, what was the fight about? What do you think it was about?
One was a freshman and one was a senior.
Okay.
Look for
Okay.
forwards.
And it was 100% over a woman.
Oh, yeah. 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 I saw her
100%.
first, dude. I saw her first.
Someone dating someone's ex or something. It's 100%
Question.
related.
By the time the fight is over and the players are broken up, is Bruce Pearl still wearing a shirt?
He took it off and he was swinging it over his head.
I didn't know he was
getting
a
into
coach.
it.
He took it off earlier to eat.
He immediately started. He went right to
You only
beating the
brought one
bookie and
shirt.
got
You
odds.
didn't want to ruin it.
He went right to Hard Rock Bet. He's like, oh, I'm on this one. Give me 2 on the senior. 2 units.
Oh my God.
I will say I still don't understand the emergency declaration and how bad that fight must have been for the pilots to want to turn around.
Well, they must have scared the crap out of the
and go
stewardess.
back.
She
I mean,
must
it's
have said something.
probably a big plane, and it probably have one of those
Charter.
cockpit
They're
doors.
They're all on 7.3s.
So, but it's a door that's like pretty secure. It's not like they're gonna bang down your door to get in there. Even if they do
they're
bang on the
not
door,
getting in the cockpit. no.
exactly.
You sure
So
it's
why
like
do you got
charter?
to turn
Fully
around?
secured.
Yeah. So why do you got to turn around?
That's
Just
what I'm
go.
saying. Just keep going.
I'll tell you
sit
though,
him
Don't
down.
get tired.
Get him some
That
tie
was
straps.
it. Was the most southern pilot I've ever heard.
Oh, I know.
We got a couple balls here on board fighting.
I don't know. The one that said
I need
that
some
the
police
dude-
on
that his
ground.
co-pilot jumped out the back.
one
he
bloody.
said he was pretty southern too.
He was.
Yeah,
you're
he's
right.
bloody.
Yeah.
How did they know he
I
was bloody? Who told him?
Y'all need to go scrape his ass up. That's all,
If
that's
you
all
go
they
look
want,
for
Chuck.
him, you
So,
know.
well, sorry. So it wasn't charter. So do you not use that charter company anymore?
They might put Auburn on the no-fly list.
No. Does Auburn put them on? Then we're not using you because you didn't keep it
I
in
mean,
house.
so most of them are through normal carriers, though. They're not like, so that's probably Delta, American,
Gotcha.
United, something like that. It's just that they've chartered the flight.
Oh, okay. All right. It's good that you're a pilot.
All right, well there you go.
All right.
That's your wheel audio.
Let's do some picks.
Pick 'em.
Bro, it's a lot of picks. Holy Jesus.
No, I picked like 9 games, but I was like, just pick the ones that you like the best. You don't.
Well,
do
now
all
you
9.
said 9, so Scoop's going
Nope.
to want to do 9. So
Do
here
all.
we go. What's
Oh,
the
my
what's
goodness.
the
Really? I was
Start
trying to
the-
give you
start-
options. I wasn't trying to
No,
give you
you
Start
say
the
9
shot
and
clock.
he's going to be like, let's
Shot
go.
clock.
Oh, no, this is not good.
Well,
He hasn't
let's
smiled
do
like
it.
this
Let's
in
do it.
weeks.
And hold on, let me get before I forget. Let me give you the
Yes, the BTB picks.
BTP picks. We've got LSU. Speaking
Oh,
of
God.
sucking something,
Uh-huh.
LSU minus 4.5, and BYU minus 3. BYU to stay undefeated.
All right. How are we doing on our picks?
All right, let's see. Toasty's at 39 and 38. One game ahead of him is Scoop, 40 and 37. So Toast is a game back.
How'd we
And
do last
Roe
week?
is at 38 and 39 for the season. He's 2 games back. Last week was 4 and 4 for Toast and Roe, and 3 and 5 for Scoop. So
All
you
right.
feel a game back.
9 games. None of them are the Canes. Number 1, starting at noon, number 17, Clemson at Pitt after a demoralizing loss by Pitt. Clemson is giving 10. So a home dog, 10-point home dog by Pitt.
That's a lot.
That is.
It is a lot.
I'm taking
It's
Pitt to
12
respond.
o'clock. I'm taking Clemson to blow them out.
Clemmy. Clemmy.
Okay.
My father-in-law still calls him Clemens.
Next off, we have, listen, could be coach of the year, surprise team of the year. Number 18, Colorado is hosting the country's happiest AD at Utah. Colorado given 10.5.
Utes.
That's where my head was going. What's a Ute?
What's a Ute?
Going Buffaloes. Utes are done. Number 1, Oregon at
Have you
Wisconsin.
seen- hold on. The Utes will never be done.
What are you talking?
Well-
Yeah, they're done.
Well, no, I mean, maybe not.
They're done. They're
I
cooked.
don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
they got Mama Wilson out there.
Okay. Number 1, Oregon at Wisconsin. 7:30 p.m. on NBC. Oregon is giving 14. It'll be, I think it's going to be, is it going to be chilly in Wisconsin? It's going to be chilly in the Northeast.
Del Rio going to coach this week?
No, he's gone.
Oh.
Oh, they let him go?
he resigned.
He resigned.
Oh,
he
did
resigned. He realized, look,
you got to be tanked to go ahead and get
so like
hit the sign. I mean,
so he's in Madison thinking to himself, what the bleep has my career come to? Blasted, running over signs, and then says, yeah, that's probably too much. I should leave town.
It's a small little town, man. It's a beautiful town.
And then you don't have Nick Saban's rehabilitation company either, so I don't know where he's going to go now.
The Jags could use him.
I'm taking Oregon.
What's the line?
14.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Oregon.
Row?
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Oh, Badger. All right, I got LSU at Florida, 3:30 ABC. LSU minus 4.5. That's who BTB took. LSU minus 4.5.
I'm taking them too.
I'm taking them 3.
All right.
Next up, number 4, Penn State at Purdue, 3:30.
Did you see?
CBS.
Hold on, did you see that the basketball coach got like a standing ovation?
Who?
Florida's?
Yeah.
Golden?
Yeah.
You got a big ovation, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well,
I mean, the place was half full, but yeah.
I don't understand what's going on though.
I don't understand how he isn't on like
fighting
administrative
the charges.
leave.
Yeah, he's fighting the charges. It says fabricated.
But I'm surprised they're letting him coach through it.
Usually because you get put on administrative leave pending an investigation. That's how all those things go. So the fact that it doesn't go that way. Yeah,
not this one.
Not this one. So they better hope that he gets that he passes through this.
Can you imagine,
dude?
If they keeps coaching, they're doing whatever, and then it comes out that like he's full on lying and that everything is actually true.
That he's like,
bro,
Bill
like,
Cosby.
what do we do?
I mean, Scott Strickland get fired at that point.
No, he wouldn't.
No. Okay.
Have you seen what he's done to that place?
I mean, dude, he is that place is a
fired
dumpster fire. And I love him there. I think he should get an extension. But
absolutely,
God, he is horrifying.
Billy Norvell.
I'm taking LSU. You're all taking LSU. Everyone.
OCDC in the dunk.
Number 4, Penn State at Purdue, 3:30 CBS. Penn minus 20.5.
Hold on, what?
Purdue's awful. Penn State,
Purdue minus 28.5.
half.
Man, where's Drew Brees gone?
Robert Marv. Robert Marv's second school.
Yeah, Marv. Yeah.
I don't like that. That's just way too big. Too big.
That's
too
a
high.
lot
Too
of
high.
points.
Too high.
Purdue sucks. I'm taking Penn
They're
State.
really bad. Really bad. They've won once, I think.
All right, here's one for you.
They're better than FSU.
Do your pick.
Just too high. Purdue.
Give me the big drum beaters.
Oh yeah, I'm taking Purdue too.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You never seen him beat the big drum?
Yeah.
How big is the drum?
Big.
Bigger than that LSU chant.
It's like as big.
What LSU chant is that?
As the Oklahoma carriage. Big.
I don't know. What LSU chant? What's it sound like?
This is not good.
The pause.
Yes.
the correct comma enunciation is so good.
Hey, and that at the bar, they're like, "You won't do it, Pat."
Yeah, you won't do it. He's like,
I'll
do it.
You got Nick Saban sitting next to you. You won't do that.
Nick's gonna laugh about it. Nick probably told him. He was the guy at the bar who told him.
Nick's like, do
How long has that chant been there?
I don't know.
I have heard it before, but I couldn't tell you when it started. I've heard it, but a couple years ago.
Yeah, but what pretense did they use it? Like it was after like every first down, like the Florida State chant. I would have.
Do
heard
they do it in the stadium? Does the entire crowd do it in the stadium?
I have not heard that.
And you wonder why Nick Saban said it was the hardest place to ever play.
It is a thing because they sang it like
they
it
knew
was
it.
a thing.
They all knew it.
They've done that
That
before.
was a thingy thing. Yeah. That's been done numerous times.
Many times.
I'm wondering, do you get 95,000 people doing it?
Oh,
because that'd be insane.
I feel like we would have heard that.
And
by
what
now.
causes that chant to happen in the
That's
stadium?
what I'm saying. Like, what do you do?
Is it like a touchdown, a
like
pick
how
six or
many?
something?
Well,
Like-
he cued it with the AO.
Right.
So who does the AO?
Is it their mascot? Like when
I don't know. I feel like
Action goes out there and does the
CANES
games.
I feel like if they
if they did that instead of
Right.
I would switch allegiances. I'd be a Tigers fan instantly, except for the asshole coach they have.
now
I gotta wait till he leaves.
To me, I just think it's a natural bridge if they ever play Ohio State. Because if you hear OH, and then
Yeah,
There you go, there you go.
just roll right into it. I feel
All right.
that would work.
But who?
Let's blow through the rest of these games. Virginia at number 8, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's given 22.5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
Virginia, big
just
win,
beat-
man. Knocked off Pitt.
Yeah, for us, did us a solid. We need to send them a gift bag.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I got UVA.
Yeah, and I'm taking Notre Dame. They got a lot to prove.
They proved it last week.
No, it's FSU.
Beat by 50.
Did you see? Hey, hold on. Did you see the one guy was called
Was
in
on the
to
phone?
watch? It's like their like call-in
pick
show,
six?
and the pick six happened.
Yeah.
It's on the and you want to talk about?
was like,
oh no,
"Goodbye, it's
oh
been nice
no,
knowing
this
you."
is not good. Oh, this is good. Bye bye. He literally disconnected life.
I will tell you.
Somebody needs to welfare check that dude.
Our
Oh, my
pick
goodness.
segment next week will have the FSU Charleston Southern game on it. And if there isn't a line, we will come up with a line for that game. They're both 1-9.
Both 1-9.
I feel the Irish in this one. Give me the Irish. Big line, but I feel the Irish are going to take this one on
All
UVA.
right. All right. Next up, Boston College at number 14 SMU.
What's the Charleston Southern mascot?
I don't know.
Wood tick.
We'll
Fighting
find
Wood
that
Ticks?
out for next year, for next week.
Even Jenners has no idea.
No.
Where do they
what's
where
Wood
do
Tick?
they play their home football games?
Wood Tick
Charleston
Stadium?
in the southern
I've-
part of it.
Is it
I've been
which
to
Charleston? Is it the
Charleston.
West Virginia
I've
Charleston?
been
Well,
to
there's a
Charleston,
Charleston,
been
West
to
Virginia.
Charleston,
Charleston,
Southern
South Carolina, right?
Buccaneers.
Are they in Charleston, South Carolina,
Yes,
or
they're in
Charleston,
South
West
Carolina.
Virginia?
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
in Charleston, South Carolina.
But
They were the
but I've been
Buccaneers.
Low
there
country.
numerous times. I've
Yeah.
never seen like that city doesn't have like
Any tall buildings.
Space.
Nothing taller than a church steeple.
right. There's no space there. All the buildings are
Mhm.
connected.
It could be like a New York Jets thing, New York Giants thing, but they're in New Jersey. Maybe they just call it Charleston. It's just outside Charleston.
Well, I gotta
It's Charleston
look this up.
Southern,
Now
so
I
it's
gotta look this
Southern.
up.
It's south. It's south of Charleston.
South of Charleston,
That's
exactly.
what makes it Charleston
Yeah.
Southern.
Actually, I
All
think it's in
right,
North Carolina, which is even more confusing.
It is.
Charleston Southern Football Stadium, Buccaneers Field.
Yeah.
Home of the Fighting Wood Ticks.
Where is it?
No, they're the Buccaneers.
They're the Buccaneers.
I are Pirates.
The football
They got
stadium. at
creamsicle
Charleston
uniforms, too?
Southern. They've got man. This is incredible. They've got a track around it,
Like Duke.
Nice.
and dude,
Bleachers.
they're very few.
They're not playing at Charles. They're playing at FSU,
They're playing
right?
at FSU.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I'm trying to.
the
Oh,
money
there's
game.
a Piggly Wiggly there,
Well, sure there is.
Oh no, there's
course.
a branch in North Carolina.
And
It's
a-
located in Charleston,
and
South
a
Carolina.
Texas
All right.
Roadhouse. Hold on a sec, but where is it? Okay, so it's like
riveting.
This
this
just-
is riveting.
This is what happens when
This is great.
Scoop just goes off the. Yeah.
I mean,
Where's the Charleston Southern Stadium?
it's in the middle of nowhere.
Like this
It's a
segment right
long
now.
walk to the field.
Guys,
Just ask Randy
hold
Shannon.
on though. Hold on. I have to take a photo of this because you won't believe
Oh my
you
goodness.
won't believe this.
Nobody cares.
Oh my
No,
God.
no, you will though.
You will care.
I promise you, I
God.
will.
You will. You'll
You had
care.
to do 9 games, Jenners. You had to do 9 games.
You know what?
You're
My
gonna
mistake.
care
Oh my God.
and you're
goodness.
gonna like it. Hold on a
Oh,
Show
second.
would have been over.
Hold on a second. Sorry.
Oh my God. I'm just looking at
Let me see if
the
we can
dog with
see
the
it.
Bange
Hold
hat
on.
on right now.
I can't see because I'm not in the way.
Oh, okay. No, you're going out.
no,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it looks
yeah.
great.
No,
Looks
no,
great.
it's
Looks
great.
awesome. Yeah,
It's
that looks
oh,
awesome.
wow, look at that.
exactly.
Yay!
All right, so we got Boston
Big
College
track.
and SMU.
That's a
SMU
big
given
track.
16 and a half.
Bro, this is
SMU
less
giving
bleachers
16
than
and a half?
St. Thomas.
With a new quarterback, too?
Yeah.
Give me SMU. Give me the ponies.
Yeah, I'm taking SMU as well.
SMU and what?
Minus 16
Boston
and a half.
College, 16 and a half.
Pony up.
All right,
Pony
here's
up
the big
Downs.
one. Here's the biggie. Number 6, Tennessee. No Nico. He's got a concussion. At number 11, Georgia. 7:30 ABC. Georgia giving 9.5.
Oh, with Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas. I got to
Nicholas.
go with Georgia. No. They don't. Beck's playing like ass.
Yeah, backup quarterback for Tennessee.
points.
I think they're going to go ahead and rebound, especially after.
Yeah, I'm taking
loss.
Georgia.
Bulldogs. Roof, roof. I don't like
Scoot.
that team without Nico.
Go Dogs.
All right, last game. The other game that BTB took Kansas at number 7 BYU 10-15 and at a lady BYU given 3.
BYU to stay
had
undefeated.
BYU. Yep, taking them. Let's go.
I'm not going against the boy.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Book me.
All right.
What are we naming it, kids?
Oh my goodness! I don't know how you don't call it the OC, the DC, and the Donk. I mean, it's too good. But there are a ton on here. Your little orange airport cones, ornaments on the trunk, super soakers in the Shoney's parking lot, the Yay Sayers. His tiny little legs would fall off. the Untouchable glass pansy parade.
Oh my goodness.
And turn off the water and make a run for it.
I don't know. The last two kind of jumped out at me. I don't know.
The
because
Untouchable glass pansy parade is pretty funny. But the OC, the DC, and the Donk is just...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't need an FSU reference in the title.
All right, good point. Still funny.
What with the pansy?
The Untouchable glass pansy parade.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
There you go.
Okay.
I like it.
Done.
All right. That is a show. We will are we gonna do a bi-week recap show?
Yeah, we'll figure it out as it happens.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Let you know.
Yeah. Is there any big game this week? There isn't like a game. Oh yeah,
Georgia,
I guess the Tennessee,
Georgia,
Georgia.
really the
Yeah.
only one, yeah. It's a
And
night
where's
game.
game day? Where's game day this week? Don't tell me they're there. It's just like
Probably.
I think they've
Who
been
knows?
there already, haven't they?
Yeah, they just recycle like the same 4 locations. SEC.
Maybe they're in
locations.
BYU.
Yeah, hopefully that would be give
There
some
you go.
love, especially to the BYU. Before we get into our traditional sign out, today special day for your boy Ro.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
19 years. Love you, babe. Thank you so much for the ride. I can't believe it's 19 years. It seems like it was yesterday. So thank you for putting up with this guy.
Also, we just came off Veterans Day. All the veterans that listen to this podcast, thank you very much for your service. We appreciate it.
Amen. Thank you.
As always, go Canes.
Go! Bange.